Welcome back, college baseball fans, to another episode of the College Baseball Show. Yes, I'm your host, Mark Garland. I am back home, as are most of these guys, but not Monty Taylor. How you doing, Monty?
I'm doing great. I'm still in Omaha in my suite in the animal house. I'm the only one that's kind of segregated from everybody else, which is fantastic for me and for times like this. And excited for a very fun national championship matchup. You can see I'm repping both here, which is kind of unusual. But this Oklahoma hat, by the way, home field apparel, you can get this. It is sick.
Use code JBB, get 20% off your first order on home field. Wear one for the home team. Jason Ratcliffe, 6'4 Analytics. How we doing, my friend? You're back home and everything after the World Series that we had a fun adventure?
Yeah, I mean, you could call where I'm at a suite. It's the guest bedroom upstairs that we've effectively converted to a second office. So yeah, it was a lot of fun in Omaha. I missed kind of those last fireworks there at the end before the championship series, which is going to start early tomorrow. So spoiler alert if we were going to get to that. Sorry. But yeah, no, things are good. Portal is hopping, about to put another commit right now. Things are good.
Portal is wild. I'll be having a couple videos for all you fans who are checking out the portal, and we'll be talking about the portal after the College World Series, but I'm going to release some stuff about some pictures that are coming out. Unbelievable stuff from the portal and Jason, the 6'4 Analytics. And we got Jared Perkins, who's been home doing all the behind-the-scenes work for us the whole week while at the College World Series. I know you missed out, buddy, but we're happy to have you.
Yeah, excited to be back on. I got a nice little whiskey here as I'm getting ready to move to Rhode Island, and the house is chaotic and has nothing in it, so it's been a good time.
It's got whiskey, it's got you, it's got a camera. That's all it needs for this wonderful show to keep going, and I love that. Let's talk about one of the biggest things that happened this week. It happened, I was on a flight home from the World Series when I got this tweet from Jeff Pessan about the MLB draft proposal. The MLB put out an insane thing where they want to drop the draft from 20 rounds to 12 rounds. They want to have no high schoolers. They want to have no international until the age of 18. It is crazy. Jason, I know that back and forth we had a bunch of tweets and we were talking about this, just going, man, this is money that's going from $368 million to a $200 million purse in the draft. Like, they're trying to remove a lot of stuff from the draft and trying to take this. The owners want to pay less. They want less. They want to do less development. But if you get rid of high school players from the draft, now you're going to have a ton of people in the college. You're going to drop it from 20 rounds to 12 rounds. It's going to take leverage away from juniors and seniors. What are your first thoughts about this?
First thoughts are you are going to screw over probably about 240 people a year. Now, you're still going to have the individuals who sign the undrafted free agents.
UDFAs.
Yeah. So, like, there could be some sort of an argument that's like, hey, those individuals will still get drafted. Maybe. And sometimes those individuals get paid very, very infrequently.
Yeah.
But I think there are a few things in here that, and I can just kind of go over them off the top of my head, and correct me if I'm wrong. So the bonus purse right now is approximately 330 million, somewhere in that ballpark. They're wanting to reduce
to be
that
around 360 in the next couple of years.
360. They're wanting to reduce that to what, 200, 220?
Yeah, 200.
Yeah. So if you look at just how the portal has moved over the past, I don't know, 5 years, the top 4 rounds usually get 85 to 90% of that bonus. So you're not gonna crazy change, I don't think, some of those seniors' value, but I think what you would drastically change is those 2 to 3 year college kids who were getting anywhere from, in the third round of like 500K, they could be now looking at like 200K. I mean, you'd have to change it substantially.
Yeah.
The second thing that I think is really going to cause a ton of chaos is it's not just high schoolers. They've put an age limit on it, which is pretty unique. So there's an "and" clause in what they provided. First off, the MLBPA has already said that
there's no way. Yeah.
Terrible. We're not going to do it. But we'll just talk about as if it was being so it was 20 years old and 2 years in college. So I was trying to propose some sort of theory of maybe a Bryce Harper route where you leave college early, go JUCO, then you can just after 1 year go pro. They're also removing that possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you would have to have 2 years in college. And I mean, it's going to shove a ton of kids to college, clearly, because you have to go there for 2 years. But there's already pretty much a logjam right now in D1 baseball because you've reduced your roster count from 40 to 32, and you just have a ton of kids over 942 programs. What is it? What is it? Is it 34?
34.
34. Something like that. So they created the DSA process, all those kinds of fun things. The designated student athlete, to where,
and even that goes away in 2 years, right? Where it's only 34 at that point.
And I think that's actually going to be gone because this is supposed to be implemented at least with the 2028 draft.
Correct.
So in theory, this would be done when that's done. I don't know what it's going to look like. This feels like two individuals kind of in a negotiation tactic where one is throwing out an insane thing and the other's throwing out another insane thing, and they're hoping to meet in the middle. But it feels like what they threw out right now is pretty insane.
I don't even know where the middle ground is. And I agree with you. I think that this is just a far side on MLB owner's side where they're thinking this is what we want. One, the international draft would not happen for 2 years. So we wouldn't be seeing those international players now until March of 2027, which would be really chaotic. That's crazy. And then on the other side of it, we're talking about you're taking away the opportunity for people to make money. The American dream goes away for these high school kids that want to be able to go out there and make finances. And that to me is a big issue. And I know that we've done this in other sports and everything, but Jared, this seems like an enormous change. And the Major League Players Association said, hey, we're not going to do any of these things. They're going to have to probably meet in the ground. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck in this, and we're going to be at a full standstill. And I don't want to say the word. We might be at a strike time.
Yeah, and this is what happens in Major League Baseball, right? Like they need to save money and they take it out kind of on the amateur players, and that happens kind of every negotiation in CBA that we run into. MLB's like we can shave off $200 million from the draft in terms of bonuses. You don't have to give those major bonuses to guys. I struggle with it because I love the idea of top high school guys going to college just for the game of college baseball, but the fact that the owners are in Major League Baseball are doing this to save money and not for the right reasons, I think is what kind of sours me on it a little bit. I think the biggest thing for me is there's a difference, right? So if you get drafted by the MLB, your sole focus is developing and to get you to the Major League level to start winning baseball games. You go to college, your number one goal, you're going to get developed, but you're also trying to win. You're trying to win a national championship. You look at Quinn Matthews threw 156 pitches in a super regional for Stanford. Cooper Rocker, he got basically drugged through the ringer and had complete game after complete game, and then his pro career hasn't been super successful. So there's a difference is if you go out of high school straight to the pros, you're basically your one job is to develop and try to maximize your tools completely. I think the second thing is that Jason's kind of talked about it. It's a huge roster crunch right now, especially with the transfer portal. If you're a freshman going to SEC school, unless you're a dude, you're not playing. Ty Peoples at Georgia, he didn't play. He was considered a top draft prospect. We saw a couple guys. Who's the guy that went from? I think he transferred to South Carolina. I can't remember where. But he also didn't get playing time either. And then he finally got playing time at South Carolina. But it's just the mid-majors are going to have to be where you land, right? You need to get playing time and you need to go play baseball games. You're not going to develop sitting on the bench or just playing in practice. So I just feel like you're going to miss a crucial 1 to 2 years of development on those guys that have turned them into top-tier prospects. I think of a guy like Colt Emerson with the Mariners. He wasn't that big coming out of the draft, and the next thing you know, he gets to the Mariners and he absolutely takes off. It's he's gotten that development stages, and I don't know if that necessarily happens if you're just sitting on the bench and not playing games.
Yeah, I think that it's going to disperse the talent if this does happen. You're going to see lots more teams get freshmen. What you're going to see is the SEC is going to have some of the top tier freshmen, but what they're going to do is they're going to take from everybody else that has developed these freshmen. And so they're going to have the sophomores, juniors, and seniors that have already done a year somewhere else. So you're going to see a ton of these guys at smaller Power 4 schools and mid-majors where these freshmen are going to start, they're going to play, they're going to get the opportunity, and then they're going to get taken by the SEC, and the ACC is going to take those players. They're just going to farm system those players out. Yeah, Monty.
Or they're going to plan to go to these spots, and knowing they're going to transfer,
knowing that they're going to transfer,
knowing
after
that
1 year.
they've worked out a deal possibly in advance, knowing they're going to transfer. It's going to be very strange because, I'm not a fan. It's already kind of happening to an extent, but obviously it would become much more rampant.
Yeah, and the MLB, the owners are thinking that this is a way also to eliminate some minor league and eliminate some of the cost of development and eliminate some of the things down there,
which we still need for some of these guys. Like they still need Eli Willits. I mean, that's not the best example because he didn't go to college, but he started at low A. They're trying to get rid of low A. Dylan Cruz started there. I'm trying to think of, because I went and saw guys in Fredericksburg. Yeah. Tucker Biven was a 20th round draft pick. He
Dylan
was there.
Beavers, like some of these guys that have made it to the bigs started.
You still need to start in those spots where they're trying to eliminate
Travis Bazzana.
They're trying to eliminate minor league teams where guys still need to go, even if it's for a couple weeks before they move up the chain. Yeah. It's just asinine to me.
The other thing I wanted to mention too is that you take away, like we talk about the big contracts. The guys who are signing the big contracts are the ones that, like Juan Soto, like he was debuted at like 19 years old. Connor Griffin signed the big contract with the Pirates, debuted at 19 years old. You take away 2 to 3 years from these guys, and next thing you know, they're like 28 by the time they hit free agency, 29, and then the contract that they can negotiate for themselves is going to be so much smaller, just because they're almost into their peak and out of their peak.
Yeah, they're going to be running out of their years.
To throw that out there, Juan Soto signed the big contract in free agency. Connor Griffin did it early, so I knew that's what you meant, Jared. I was just clarifying.
Emerson Soto was a free agent with the Mariners already. Julio Rodriguez, a lot of these guys.
My point was, like, Juan Soto was a free agent at like 24, 25 years old. Yeah. Versus where being a 30-year-old,
still 27-year-olds. Yeah.
The Juan Soto one just gets me because I remember when he got called up, he was not a big prospect. He got called up because there were so many injuries and Victor Robles was hurt, and then Juan Soto it's funny. One of those rare instances where it's a guy who came up at 19 who was not a big prospect, which is wild.
Yeah. Let's talk about the World Series now. I think we've talked about the proposal enough and what it means, what it could mean. We don't know any more information. We'll tell you. The MLB PA said no to all of it. So we're just going to say, hey, until we know more, but that's what the proposal was. The World Series has been terrific so far. It has been terrific so far. It's been fantastic. I've been there. I just came home yesterday. Monty is still there. North Carolina versus Oklahoma. What a matchup. North Carolina was a heavy favorite on their side of the bracket, and justifiably so. Oklahoma was probably picked near the bottom, if not last, in that side of the bracket, and they go all the way through this thing. Crazy to see that. I mean, they probably were equal with Alabama, but I think people even were leaning Alabama in that first game versus Oklahoma. Monty, you've been to both pressers. How do the teams look? How are we feeling?
Back to coin flip territory, boys. I mean, it's hard not to. I mean, Oklahoma. I think if you're looking over the course of the season, I think a lot of people are going North Carolina here, but Oklahoma over the last couple of weeks since Georgia Tech turned them into an invincible machine, they haven't lost at all, and they've now eliminated Georgia and Georgia Tech. By the way, these are the two teams that beat Georgia Tech twice, meeting for a national championship. I also brought it up before the show, and Georgia Tech spent a lot of time talking about 1994. This is the first time since 94. Mark, who won the national championship in 1994?
We just learned it was Oklahoma.
Yeah, so just want to throw that out there. Oklahoma's last national championship, 1994. They are very good. They're playing very well. I mean, they hit 5 home runs the other night, which is more than UNC's hit in this. I think UNC might have hit like maybe 6 all tournament or around 5 all tournament. They have not hit a ton of home runs. And Oklahoma obviously has been on a heater, but the freshman pitchers have been unbelievable as well. Hoping to have an article about, a little bit about this Oklahoma pitching group. It's been talked about a lot. It's unbelievable. It's a lot of fun stories, but we're back into coin flip territory because we're talking about teams that have been playing really well. UNC is a team that kind of went under the radar despite being a top 3 team most of the year, which is wild.
Yeah.
And then we've got the team of destiny vibes coming from Oklahoma.
It's really crazy that these two teams are meeting here. And, Oklahoma, the last championship in 1994, UNC, 0 national championships. They've been there a couple times and lost them. Jason.
Just had to bring that up, huh?
We saw these
Mark,
teams up
with
front
your
and
words.
personal. But, what are your thoughts on these two teams? I was shocked still. I mean, I still picked all the way up until elimination day. I picked Georgia to double dip Oklahoma late, and it just didn't happen. This Oklahoma team is just playing well.
Yeah, I think North Carolina getting here honestly isn't a terrible surprise to me, just because of how the brackets kind of. Did I say North Carolina? That's what I was. Sorry, as soon as I said it, I was like, yeah, okay, lovely. But just because of the way that the bracket kind of worked its way out, where you have no UCLA, you didn't have a Florida. I mean, basically the entire whatever side of that bracket is, I don't know if it's left, right, kind of seemed like a toss-up. I mean, effectively almost after the very first game when both UCLA and Auburn lost. Auburn came out of the losers bracket, which was incredible, but they still weren't able to make it out of the supers. So it makes a ton of sense, especially given how heavy they pitch. Their top 4 guys. They almost feel a little bit like an LSU of last year, where it was kind of like we go our 2 starters, then we go our 2 bullpen guys, and we just, we're going to beat you with a few key hits. Because, I mean, if you remember that LSU team, they didn't really have like an offensive star on that team. So it was more of just about like they had 2 stud pitchers, and they would win like a 1-0 game against, the Chanticleers.
Then Shores in the bullpen.
Shores. It was Shores. Yeah, Shores in the bullpen.
Glauber.
Except Glauber can go 6 innings, whereas Shores was like, "Can we get you 2?"
One time through the lineup,
yeah. So that's not a surprise. Oklahoma's a massive surprise to me, and I don't think there's any reason for me to harp on it, because I'll just keep saying the same thing.
I'm not surprised.
I saw
him in Atlanta, so
they were 3-7 in the month of May, Monty, before they went to a regional. They were 3-7, and they had just gone 1-out in the SEC tournament.
When I saw them, they were 3-1 in the month of or 4-1 in the month of May.
But like this isn't the typical like, a team got hot late and they're very good.
No,
we've seen that before.
I did love a Georgia Tech fan came out and was like, "Man, if we played anybody else, they were just the hot team." And I was like, "No,
no, they weren't.
Beating Georgia Tech is what made them hot."
Yeah, because they were maybe the coldest team in the SEC coming into that, like colder than Kentucky, colder than Tennessee.
Everyone agreed that Georgia Tech had a favorable regional. Like they were like, "Man, if that's the SEC team you're getting, that's the one you want." And apparently, it was not the one they wanted. I mean, it's been a lot of fun to watch this run, though.
Yeah, and I know that Jason's talked about it. I've talked about it, how they're just crazy to make that change away from LJ and Cam and say, "Hey, we're going to go with 3 freshmen." Not many people do that. Skip Johnson knows his guys. Skip Johnson's a terrific coach, but really took a lot of stones to be able to make that change and say, "Hey, I'm going to go away from 2 proven guys, even though it's not working, to go to this freshman." Jared, you've been watching from home. Has it felt like that kind of vibe that this is just like Oklahoma's year and they're just kind of running into it and getting into the national championship, and now they get North Carolina, who like they didn't have the fan base. Like Troy was a bigger fan base than North Carolina. West Virginia was a bigger fan base than North Carolina. Like North Carolina fans have shown up, but it didn't really feel like they felt more like they were there to watch the games, where these other fans bases were really into it.
Yeah.
That's one of the rudest things I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's fair.
And factually incorrect, but that's fine.
Not from where I stood, and I stood inside the dugout quite a few games.
Right, with the Troy fans, huh? You just ignored the wine and cheese crowd?
Yeah, they don't make noise. They sat there and politely golf clapped while their team went all the way to the national championship.
Yeah, because they're not alcoholics getting hammered.
Whoa. Anyway,
where am I going with this?
How your feels? Yeah, how your feels been from home watching these games?
I mean, it's again, I'm with Jason. I'm surprised Oklahoma's here. Like I looked at that side of the bracket and I thought there's no way they were getting out of it. But I also thought there was no way they were getting past Georgia Tech. I thought they had a chance against Kansas in the Super, but like I I thought there was no way they were getting out of the regional, and I thought there was no way they were punching their ticket to the championship game in the College World Series. So it's just I think as a podcast we have been like anti-Oklahoma all year long, which I think we just need to stop, because at this point every time we turn against them, they just find a way to win. And it's awesome what Skip Johnson has done. Like, he's been incredible in the pressers, just to see how motivated he is. And I think the rotation we talked about, like you mentioned, 3 freshmen going out there. Like, we all talk about Corey Rager and we talk about Alexander Mercurius, but like Nick Wazlowski was incredible in Omaha to help get them here. So like, it's just with that.
He was also really good in the regional against the Citadel, I believe.
Yeah. And like, they're doing these freshmen are, like, we keep saying that, are the lights too bright? I would use that excuse of them going into the championship game, like, are the lights going to be too bright? But they were facing like Georgia, and they were facing some of the top lineups in college baseball.
Well, a counterpoint, are we going to say the lights too bright for Jackson Rose and Caden Glauber, who have also both been fantastic? We're not, right? It's funny that people are bringing that up, and yet on the North Carolina side, it's like, oh yeah, those guys are seasoned vets, even though they're the same age.
Well, Glauber's just been like insane.
He's also
like a whole new level.
That velocity from this like angle is insane.
Yeah.
So I know the fact of the time of the day kind of does change. We've seen that the runs have been scored more in the early games so far this tournament, and we do have a time change for the first game of the national championship. It has been changed from the 6 o'clock start to a 2 p.m. start Central Time. Jason, do you think this kind of helps Oklahoma almost? I mean, the fact that their offense has been rolling and hitting the home run ball, and it seems like the wind's going to be blowing out for them, as it has been in all the afternoon games.
Yeah, 2 things generally have impacted the scores. It feels like one is the wind, and the next is the shadows. So they won't have to deal with the shadows. Now, I mean, I think part of it is just you kind of sit there and, to Monty's point, team of destiny. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of one of those logical fallacies, the hot hand fallacy of, oh, they're hot, therefore they won't. But they have talent. So I don't know. I think you're going to get a low scoring game, if I'm being transparent, because of the pitching.
Yeah.
Like, do we really think
DeCaro?
Yeah, like, do we really see 5 bombs against DeCaro? Like, I don't. So I mean, I would think a lower scoring game, which frankly I think kind of trends a little bit towards Oklahoma, because they do have like 90 stolen bases or something like that on the year. I mean, both teams can play the small ball.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've picked against Oklahoma for the past 2 months, so I guess I can't jump on the bandwagon now. So,
well, it threw
North
me
Carolina.
Off, it seemed like Jason was trending towards picking saying it favors North Carolina, and then he still stuck Oklahoma. And I'm like, but if you said it was going to be a high scoring game, is that all? I feel like that would also trend North Carolina or Oklahoma, right?
I would say high scoring actually would trend North Carolina.
If it's a lot of hits,
right.
that's what
I was wondering.
Well.
I thought because I was like, at this point, it doesn't matter if it's high or low scoring.
I think North Carolina has a bit more depth when it comes to like guys who can get doubles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, Oklahoma's good, but like Jason Walk hitting 2 bombs. I mean, that guy's just a slap hitter. Like, that was insane.
Yeah, that was
like, again,
him and Deshaun Harris both hitting.
Deshaun Harris, both of them having less than 5 home runs going to the World Series and doing what they're doing is insane.
In this park, like I get the wind was blowing out, but they were hitting 400-foot bombs.
I think the trees that Georgia put in, they had the magnets turned on for the wrong innings. They messed up switching on the magnets.
We talked about it in the pre-episode, like the preview episode of the College World Series, and we felt like West Virginia and North Carolina had the best lineups that would play well in this ballpark. Yeah, they're just doubles machines.
Let's talk real quick about that preview show, because I commented at the end and was laughed at for the Georgia comments I made. And I just want to throw out there, they did go cold, like I said teams do. I just wanted to throw that out there. I may have been trying to manifest it, Jason. I may not have truly believed it, but I was right.
I have no idea what happened with Georgia. They brought it up at some point in the pod, in the telecast that when I got home, I was watching. They hit like 150 against fastballs. Like, this is a team that has effectively destroyed fastballs all year. and they got there, and it was like, I don't know, it was a different language for them. So
You think it was
I
a
don't
mental thing? They were trying to pressing too much, pressure got to them,
I
maybe.
don't know, man. I mean, I don't want to make excuses, but it's
That's
got to be
true.
hard for a guy like Jackson to go there. And I mean, what was it? The second day, he was like, for 2 straight days, he was basically just launched awards at. Like that's just got to be a really weird environment. And he's still there because they're about to give the Golden Spikes, which he's undoubtedly going to win.
I think they're doing that in New York.
Or they don't do it at the field.
They don't do it at
aren't
the field
doing this
anymore.
this
Oh,
year.
thank
Last
God.
year they did it. Yeah, last year was a
Yeah,
really weird presentation.
They did it at the field last year with Vahiva, and literally like they were doing they were showing on the telecast how LSU got there
Yeah.
right before they jumped to it, and he literally had to leave the room because they pissed him off so much. So yeah, I that's a good thing that they're not doing it there.
Yeah, it's a weird thing here, and I'm excited for this World Series. So I'm excited for this final. I am going to ask you guys your X factors before I ask for what you think is going to be the outcome here. And Monty, I'll start with you on who you think your X factor is for either one of these teams. I don't care. You can pick it. Either one of these teams. Pick an X factor for me that you think is going to be the biggest difference maker in the World Series.
I really just want to ride Macon Winslow until I'm correct, which I think I've only got 2 to 3 games to be correct there. So I'm going to go with Macon Winslow, but could it be Jackson Cleveland on the other side for Oklahoma? And, because LJ can't close out all 3 games or all 2 games. So you're going to have to get some guys in there in relief that maybe you didn't expect. And Cleveland and Mercurius, obviously, your first 2 go-to guys. So I think, if I'm doing one from each team, I'm going to go Cleveland out of the bullpen for Oklahoma, and then I'm going to go with Macon Winslow just because I really want to be correct.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Macon has had a struggle at the World Series so far, we could say.
Yeah.
And he's been injured, so people that are giving him a hard time, the wrist thing and
whole postseason, yeah. So hopefully he's able to bust out of that in a big way in the series.
Yeah. Jared, X factors for this one.
Well, it's going to be Caden Glover, right? Because North Carolina's 28-0, and
anytime he pitches, they win.
I'm just kidding.
Real quick, by the way, I talked to him today. He should be at his senior trip after graduation in Myrtle Beach. All of his friends were at Myrtle Beach sending him photos, and instead he's got to be.
Omaha better than Myrtle
Poor
Beach,
kid has to be in Omaha.
Yes,
wow,
pitching the College World Series, sad.
Yeah, so I feel for him. I do.
But no, my real X factor is the 3-headed freshman rotation. I feel like that's going to be the deal breaker for Oklahoma. If Cord, Xander, and Nick Wazlowski can kind of step up and dominate, I feel like that's gonna. It was the X factor for them in terms of getting them to this championship game. So I feel like that what they do on the field is really going to play a role here.
I don't even think they necessarily need to dominate. I think they just need to match North Carolina.
Yes. Yeah, they just need to match.
I mean, it's going to take a lot. That's going to take a lot. So that is a big X factor there.
Mm-hmm.
Jason, what's your X factor for this one here?
I think Oklahoma needs to get a little more pop from a guy like Dayton Taki.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that after they hit 5 bombs with non-Taki or LeChance. But I don't see that happening. I mean, I don't know. I need to stop saying I don't see that happening with Oklahoma because every time it just happens. But I'm trying to think of someone who can from the left side, because if you're going to get DeCaro from the right, or you're going to get Glauber from the right, and McDuffie is from the right, like I'm trying to think of guys who from the left side can produce power, because again, Walk is like, it's not a power hitter.
He is now.
Jackson Willits really wasn't, and he's hit a couple here at the World Series.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like a guy like Dayton Taki. I don't know. That feels just a shoot from the hip, but that's my go-to guess. That's what I'm going with.
I like it. Another guy that you could throw in there if you're looking for another lefty hitter. Trey Gamble could be a guy that could step up for them in a big way.
He had a home run the other day.
Yeah,
interviewed him too.
I mean, but I like that. I like that thought that you need Taki. Taki has helped get them there, but he hasn't done much here
12.
in Omaha. Yeah,
with like 6 Ks, something like that. I don't know.
So you're saying he's due?
Yeah.
So you're saying there's a chance
There's a
Yeah.
legit.
He's the reason they got out of that Atlanta regional.
Well, I
So
mean, it was going to be one of them, but he chose it to be. He decided it would be him.
yeah. Yeah.
I look at this a lot, and I just keep going through it and going, man, where is the bottom half of the lineup? Where's the bottom 3 guys for North Carolina? They need to step up. They need to step up. And I know you already picked Macon Winslow.
Go
But
with the other
for
catcher.
me,
Do it.
it's Colin Heineck has been terrific defensively. I need him and Carter Fringe and Macon Winslow to really explode here. If I'm going to stick with North Carolina, I need some production to roll that thing back over to the top of the lineup. Jake Schaffner has been good. Even Cooper Nicholson has had his at-bats that have been really good, even though they haven't necessarily shown up in the stat line. Paulson's been great. Gallagher's been great. Hurl's been great. The bottom of this North Carolina lineup is the one thing that scares me right now because those 3 guys have not really produced at a high level. I need them to produce at a high level if I'm going to pick North Carolina. And I think that's what needs to happen. So I just really believe Heineck, Winslow.
Can I change my answer? Can I change my answer?
I thought he was going to DK. No.
No. McDuffie. Walker McDuffie is my X factor.
Oh, that's a good X factor.
I changed my mind because as soon as you said like they need more like hitting, I was like, they'll be fine. Their pitching's great. And then I was like, but if there's one that could be an issue, is like if you get, Southern Cal Walker McDuffie. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe they never use him. Maybe they use, DeCaro, Lynch, Glauber for 18 innings, and they go.
They're 100% using McDuffie.
They'll turn to McDuffie at some point in this World Series. World Series fight. I agree. That's a good one. Jared, you've been on the show the least, so I'm going to give you the opportunity here to pick first and say who you want to go with first for this World Series championship and who you think takes home the title.
I think North Carolina is going to take it in 3. They're going to get game 1. Oklahoma's going to get game 2, and then North Carolina's taking game 3.
I like that. Jason, I'll let you go next because I know Monty's got a lot.
I think I've got North Carolina in 2. Sorry, Oklahoma. I know I'm the worst. But yeah, I've got. I just think the pitching's going to be too good. I just think the pitching's going to be too good.
I think it's too elite. Yeah.
I know I really like Rager, and I really like Mercury. That's why I feel like both games are going to be kind of low scoring. But I think Georgia just relied on the home run, and they weren't able to. They couldn't get on. They couldn't like catch up to the fastballs.
They couldn't stay on it.
Yeah, I think that North Carolina is not going to be trying to hit home runs. They're going to be trying to hit doubles, and so I feel like this matchup is a little bit better for North Carolina. Therefore, way to go, Boomer Sooners, for your first national championship
since '94. Monty, where are you going,
I really don't like that Jared and Jason just went that way. By the way, I want to throw out there, I have gone 3-0 picking Oklahoma.
You have.
So yeah, I know. Well, remember 2 of those were just trying to manifest something.
Well, you have to pick them now, right?
Huh?
You have to pick them now.
I will not be picking them right now. I am going to have to go with my Tar Heels. It's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be close. I am really worried about this Oklahoma team from a North Carolina standpoint. I think about the whole season and I would be like, oh yeah, North Carolina by 1,000,000. But like, I've watched this Oklahoma team do what they've done, and I don't like it. I mean, I liked it this week, but I didn't like it most of the postseason, and it scares me. And I there's just something that's going their way, and they feel like they can beat anybody. Again, Dayton LaChance said earlier in the week that they could beat the Yankees, and I'm starting to believe him.
He did say that, and they laughed.
Yeah, and guess what? And then they proceeded to beat Georgia twice. So I'm having trouble doing this with conviction. I'm picking the Tar Heels more out of obligation, but Oklahoma scares the crap out of me.
How many games, Monty?
Let's go 3. I want to manifest 3. I've not gotten to be here for 3 because each of the last 2 years where I've covered here live, it's been 2. So Let's see if we can get a deciding do or die game 3 would be fun.
I am Tar Heels in 2, and I was Tar Heels in 2 on the Big Pod.
Well, how many West Virginia pick?
I picked West Virginia. I've been very upfront with that. I mean, I thought that they were.
No, I was saying you're not going to pick them again.
I can't pick them right now. They're not in it.
Fun fact, a little known fact that the winner of this series actually gets to play Mercer in an undisclosed location in a cornfield somewhere for the real national championship.
I am going North Carolina, and I think that it comes down to the elite level pitching and kind of the experience of these guys. And I think that while I love Korbrager, and I think that Xander Mercurius has been a fantastic story, and he's really lit up the scoreboard late, I really believe that this turns down to Jason DeCaro just putting a stamp on his career at North Carolina and just saying, hey, I'm that guy. And then you get to turn the ball to Caden Glauber.
He's got another year, he told us.
Yeah.
He's got another year.
Y'all could say
You mean
whatever the
Trey
hell you
Phelps?
want.
They're coming back.
No way. And I think that he just says, hey, I got my team here. This is all I ever wanted to play for, was getting North Carolina to a national championship and winning one. I believe that in my heart. So I think that I'm taking North Carolina in 2. I just think that they're going to overmatch this Oklahoma team. So
I don't like
Skip,
your guys'
and I'd take Skip fishing anytime. I know that that's a curse now, Monty, since all 4 of us went
if you guys got a chance, watch the interaction between Skip and Scott, because it's
Great.
fantastic.
It's fantastic.
It was a lot of fun.
2 guys that really care about each other and care about the game, and it's
right.
fantastic.
And they're both former assistants who got promoted. It was just really, but it was funny because they were getting in I think it was Scott that said, he goes, "Wait, y'all thought we were going to fight?" It was like it was so funny. But normally, sometimes those interactions can be awkward, and instead it was just a very fun little kind of thing between the 2 coaches. And Skip's really good. I mean, but it's funny. It's like, man, Skip saying something like, "Man, I'm not looking out at a deer or something." So,
yeah, I haven't really changed. I'm still deer hunting, still fish. I love it, man. I'd come visit anytime, Skip. I got a spot for you, man. We'll go fishing. We'll go get some bass. We'll go get some trout.
We're going to tweet out this graphic, and it's going to get crushed when Oklahoma wins.
Gonna get murdered. Just going to, and
we're doing a graphic.
This.
Oh, I'm going to now.
In that case, I would like to change my pick.
You can't change your pick. It's already locked in. I have locked in those picks, Monty.
I wasn't going to do a graphic, but now I feel like I have to do a graphic.
Why would you do this to us?
Any final thoughts, boys? Monty, I'll start with you since you're there in Omaha and you're going to be our boots on the ground there with Will.
Hoping to have a couple articles out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, we've got one on Oklahoma's pitching changes. I'm making the change to 3 freshmen. I think it was the second to last weekend of SEC play. They've rode those 3 guys. It's been unbelievable. Hopefully, going to have an article out about that. And then hopefully something on Caden Glauber. We'll see if I get to it, because I'm going to be trying to write it all tonight for tomorrow morning. And especially with the time change coming forward, we'll see how that goes. But I'll be there with Will Massa, working on, getting you guys some content. We had some issues the other night, so we might not be able to do stuff in the dugout because Mark is special and knows how to work the mics. And we couldn't figure out how to get the mics working down in the dugout. So we might be back in the press box doing shows from there. But lots of content to come. It's going to be a lot of fun. North Carolina, Oklahoma, a little bit different flavor in the national championship this year. Yes, Oklahoma's still SEC. However, it has a different feel with a different SEC team there.
I like it. Tell Scott he still owes me a hat. I still need a new North Carolina baby blue hat or the white one. I'll take either one. Jason,
I will not
thoughts?
tell Scott anything.
What's going on? My final thoughts?
Yeah, you're out.
Hey. No. I heard final thoughts, Jason, and then Monty said some things, so I was just kind of waiting for the room. No. You're good. No, I'm fine. I don't. Yeah. I've changed my mind after what Monty has said. Give me North Carolina in 3, just because he's right. I do want to see 3 games. Like, at the end of the day, it'd be a lot of fun to get a final game, and feels like we didn't get a game 5 on either side of the bracket, so it would be nice to actually get that. So
and the last time we got a game 3 was, it was a 3-game series between LSU and Florida, but there was only one good game. It was game 1, and then
blowout. And then they had Skeens warming up in the bullpen
for no reason.
What are you doing, LSU? You're up like 10. This guy has thrown 700 pitches in the past 3 weeks.
And
do y'all remember? Everyone thought they were going to pitch off 4-1. Not only did they not pitch off 4-1, he threw 120 pitches.
I remember the Nationals fans were freaking out because they were thinking they were getting Skeens at 2, and they were like, "Oh my god, why would he do this?"
Yeah, no, he threw 120 in the regionals, then 120 in the supers, and 120 in the
Opening
first,
day.
who was, I can't remember, but he threw also, was it
Tennessee.
Wake?
Tennessee,
I know he threw
and then
against.
he threw against Tennessee and Wake, I believe.
Yeah, I knew it was him and whoever Wake's
Louder.
freak was,
Louder.
a really long
Louder.
blonde hair. Louder,
Louder.
thank you. Yeah.
Freak.
So it was like, okay, this guy has thrown like 600 pitches in 3 weeks, and
Let's
they were
throw him out
warming him
in a
up.
blowout.
Still the best game
yeah.
I've ever seen at the World Series.
Yeah,
Louder schemes, not Florida LSU.
I remember after he got
louder
drafted,
schemes.
he pitched he pitched 5 games after he got drafted, only threw 6 innings, and they interviewed her or something, and they're like, so are you just not going to throw at all? And he's like, yeah, probably not much this year.
Yeah, they streamed his first inning, and he just threw an inning, and it was like, I think he struck out. He who was the really big guy from Minnesota? Remember that draft? There was like a top 5. It was him and Langford and Cruz.
Walker
and
Walker Jenkins.
Walker Jenkins.
He struck out Walker
You-
Jenkins, made him look
By the
silly.
way,
Yeah.
UNC commit. He was in summer school when he got drafted for UNC. By the way, for those who don't know, UNC has summer classes, which is why Carter French was doing a lab report. I know that was mind-boggling to some people, but
Going to school.
there are summer classes going on. Yeah,
Jared, final thoughts.
Yeah, just Spencer's comment. Not ready for the season to be over. Yeah, that's my
I
final
don't want to
thought.
wait for this season to be over.
Yeah. I mean,
I want
it feels
fall
like it went
ball
by
coming
so
soon.
fast. It went by so fast. We still got the draft. We still got a lot of stuff we're going to talk about for as far as portal stuff. We're going to get you guys all covered, right? We're still going to have everything going for you from everybody at 6'4 Analytics, from all of us here at the College Baseball Show and Just Baseball Media. We're going to be covering you guys throughout all the offseason. We got a ton of awesome stuff planned still. Enjoy the World Series, folks, and tune in and just really enjoy this thing as it lasts through. So for all
Happy
of us
first
here at the
Father's
College
Day,
Baseball Show,
Jared. Happy first
thanks.
Father's Day.
I mean, I'm spending Father's Day without the babies because they're in Connecticut already. They've already moved up.
That's a way. That's a good way.
They're in Connecticut,
wow.
but you're moving to Rhode Island. So
Yeah, we have to live with Kira's parents for 2 weeks until we can move into the new house.
No comment.
It's gonna be a time.
Have fun.
Is that the pups and the babies and everybody?
Yeah, we got
just walk downstairs.
Let's
be like,
go.
you know,
we got a basement
with
suite.
your daughter.
Just like
How do you
Monty
think
has a
those
basement
babies were
suite.
made.
by the way, I do have a final thought to add to Mark. They are not powder blues; they are Carolina blue.
Okay, well, I want the white one anyway, so tell Scott. Thanks.
This one, this way.
Thanks for all of us here at the College Baseball Show. We'll see you guys soon after the World Series.
Bye.